1972. What model is it, LP? V what?
VH.
It's a VH Valiant. This is getting hot rodded, so it's going slammed to the ground on a subframe with rack and pinion steering. Common on all of these is a cracking and, in this case, rusting chassis. So my latest project, yeah, we'll see most of this through, I guess. It involves, first one here, we're going to make a new chassis. So for my fans and those interested, we do the fabrication really, not the panel bedding. We've measured up this box section and are going to get or fold in the same material thickness a new section. So all cars are built off the datum, so we've decided that here's a good place to start and made that our datum line, and we've taken all our measurements off that. So as luck would have it, 90 degrees, it's nice and flat, and then I just used my ruler to measure to the top to get the height of that section. So from the very bottom of the rail to the top of that, the measurements changed as we went along. It was interesting. Some of it's tucked under, but doing exactly the same thing to the top edge, to the bottom of my square, enabling me to ascertain or work out the actual length of all that material. Same on the other side, and then we come up with like the plan view. We've drawn that flat, we've removed the material thicknesses so that our ODs, so our finished lengths, will be identical to this box section. So we'll keep you posted. I'm going to go away and fold this up and work out the angles, how many degrees we need to kink or miter that, just using these tools, same with the verniers, so I know my exact measurements, and we can fabricate a simple U section, so from one side to the other, leaving the top plate in place, put a whole new section in here. So here's where we're up to so far. We talked about measuring and we made a drawing, and then we went to a fabricator, an engineering shop, and they folded up the channel for us, and then that channel, through some bending and fitting of gussets, has morphed into what we'd call a chassis rail. So we've cut out this side just to see where and how we're going to present it. You can see on the factory inside it had all of these gussets inside it, so we're replicating those. And so these aren't bolt holes, these are where we will plug weld through onto these in place to stiffen it up and make it as good as the factory. But if you have a look at it now with this side cut out, new fabricated chassis rail from top to bottom or back to the front. You can see when we plug weld all of those little carriages, stiffening gussets inside through there, and then we'll plug weld onto the original top part of this chassis rail, onto the original part of the car, and then bring all these tabs back down over the top where they used to be. And Reggie Digi, there's a chassis rail section for a car that is plagued with cracking and corroding in a really critical structural place. Mr. Valiant, here's your new shoes. Oh, hey, come on. Come take a look. As you can see, chassis rail's gone. We've left behind the original top part of the chassis rail because that was neither cracked nor corroded, and it gives us an excellent foundation or base or datum to present the new folded chassis to. So see, it's all gone. We've tried to get this as physically clean as we possibly can for the old material onto our new material, because when you're TIG welding, porosity is always your enemy. So we've sanded the side, tried to scrape the paint off the inside, and all of these edges, these faces or leading edges that we're going to be welding onto have been filed flat and as clean as we can possibly get them. So these areas represent tigging, these flat butt welds, and of course the holes in the top plate is where we will be plug welding. Come on the other side, have a look at the chassis. So the chassis rail is ready to go. It's got subframe bolt that we presented the subframe 3-4 times to get that in the exact spot, and then marked and tacked it. So we know that's all good. We've got the gussets. They've been plug welded through the bottom, but we're not going to finish plug welding them because just having a bit of movement and this being able to display when we fit it and present it. We've got the cleverest idea probably on the job. So these, because of the angle, as you can see, this isn't going to present straight up because we're working with angles. It has to be presented through. So the doubling plates, we need to sit back inside the chassis and then be able to slide them out And so I'll call this part, this is called the Patterson plate, where he's drilled some 2 mil holes, being the owner of this vehicle. And look, we can just slide these with the little jiggy thing, where vibration is your friend, right onto the center line, and then we're ready to go. We've got a doubling plate where we can plug weld through to here, and then we'll plug weld through onto our new chassis. So here's the chassis rail in position, just G-clamped, the new one that was fabricated. You can see all of the holes where we're going to plug weld through. You can see a nice gap where we can do, we'll do a root run, and then we'll cap it with a TIG. But what I want to show you is that the aftermarket subframe, or this fabricated subframe, which, Lee, what does this give us? Double wishbone suspension, is it?
Yeah,
and all adjustable heights.
Upper lower control arms.
Sweet, with the upper and lower control arms. This is all now bolted up in place, so we're just, before we even weld it, we're just checking with the new chassis, or the new section we fabricated, that all of this is going to bolt up and the center lines are perfect. So here's the end result. Chassis rail section, just the C section we had folded and gusseted and baffled and rolled into shape, is now in place. And here, but quickly run you through it. This has just got some acid etch chemical on it, just to keep rust at bay. So you can see here's, these were MIG welds with the doubling plates behind it, and you can spot just from the acid etching the different color of the materials. So it's just the MIG plug welds onto the doubling plates where it was joined at the front, and down below here, the ultimate is where they've been plug welded and they've pulled in slightly hollow or sucked in, so that's going to make them look like factory spot welds with just those little indents or divots. These ones represent, of course, the baffles or the strengtheners, the cages inside it, inside that chassis rail. And just sneak around quickly, you can have a look at the other side. This is where we've pinned the inner guard or the old suspension towers. So we've had those bent up out of the way, and we've tapped them all back down again, and they've been MIG filleted welded, MIG weld on that join, MIG plug welds on the doublers, just like I explained, and then MIG plug welds through all of the baffles or strengthening boxes inside it. And down here there's a little bit more sanding and finishing to do, but disc sander, 36 grit, just cut it all smooth so the surfaces are touching, and this chassis rail's in. We're ready for the owner to put his aftermarket subframe in and decide how far back he wants the engine, and then we'll be cutting the gearbox tunnel to suit the motor and new box, and everything going to plan. We'll film that for you as well. So there's chassis rail on a unibody hot rod, what is it? Valiant, Chrysler. Yeah, this is what we started with. A rusty, cracked, and broken chassis with nothing really suitable for the aftermarket subframe. Job done.
Cool.